Hey guys, it's your old grandpa coming back to you once again here from Crestonia, here in Colorado, and just rocking along, singing a song, and having a good time. Oh my goodness, I just spilled ashes all over me, trying to burn up my chair. Ah, clumsy old man that I am. I hope you guys don't make any mistakes out there. I sure do, man. I blow it every now and then, for all of the goodness. You see how bad it is. I'm just like, today, I'm just like in this space where everything's bugging me. I don't know what it is. I'm sitting here doing beautiful things with beautiful people and having a great time doing it. Boy, this cigarette's just all messed up. I wonder why that is. If I can get 2 puffs out of it, sure would be cool. And if you'd just shut up, please. There's nothing going on out there you got to be concerned about, dog. You know what it is. You're just being jumpy because you need some attention, huh? The old man just hasn't been paying enough attention to you, so it makes him jumpy. But if you guys can put up with it, I just keep talking, and we'll just let this thing fly. Because you might as well see it as it is, I have my good days and tougher days too, and today is starting out as one is not really tough, but it's one where I'm going to have to deal with some shit inside and get this angry side of myself calmed down a bit, because I've been just letting it have too much sway and control of me. It's my old guardian. It's what comes up when I'm not living in that experiential way. When all of a sudden something happens here that's disagreeable to my person. So what do? I step back into the anger and start blowing that shit back at them. I've done this before. And that's the real temptation today. But I think it's coming up not to get me off into a pile of anger, but because it needs attention. And when you're going through things like that, and you're trying to do something soft and sweet and loving for one another and so forth, but you got this nagging, aggravating thing that's trying to drag you off into pissed offedness or worry or whatever it is, the direction is trying to pull you, you want to take a look at that. You want to be honest about it in yourself. You want to go there and work on it with love in your heart. You want to be the divine being and presence that you are. You want to step out of that little bit of darkness. So let's go inside old Grandpa here, because I'm the exemplary being, I guess. God damn. Let's go inside old Grandpa here and see what the hell's going on, man. Why in the hell am I irritated today? What am I feeling that's out of kilter? Well, the first thought that comes to mind is I'm not too happy with my circumstances here. I'm living in a cruise space, but I'm barely getting by. I'm barely able to even put these videos together, to assemble the equipment stuff I need for that. I've chosen kind of a meager existence for myself. I've been 2 years without wheels. I'm working on resolving that situation, but I ain't resolved it yet. I want to get out and travel around the country a little bit and share this coyote love everywhere I go. I want to come and visit with you and groups of people all over this world. I want to gather folks together and share the wealth of love, the consciousness that we're becoming. I want to be this consciousness in fullness. So I got to deal with this aspect of it that's trying to hold me back a little bit and get me to be all pissy and fussy and fuming today. You know what I mean? God, it's awful when an old man's pissy. It's just not pleasant. You know what I mean? Put him in a rest home. Get him out of here. That'll teach him. But guys, I'm resolving it even right now just talking to you. I'm lightening up a whole bunch, You can see it. It's just like the minute you pay attention to it, That's what it is. It's like a naughty child inside. Well, what's a naughty child doing? He's trying to get your fucking attention. He needs your love in a way he's not getting it, or she. You know? We're a real being, all parts of us. There isn't anything artificial within us. Many people pretend that this angry little voice, this angry presence, is not ourself, that it belongs to some other aspect of creation. Well, hell yeah, we've been occupied and controlled through that aspect of ourselves somewhat. But the minute you see it, that's the minute you start letting it go. And that's what I'm going through today. You know, I'm just sitting here trying to be the loving presence that I am, even in my frustration. You know, it's like Spirit can lead you to some magical places where you learn to become creative. But we have these backward days where the powerlessness starts to bite on us to help us remember how it is to be empowered in creation. So if you want things to be better for yourself, and you're really feeling that ancient longing, this is where all anger, all pain exists, is in the ancient longing. The pain inside that says, I want to go home. I want to be with my family. I want my mother back in my heart. Strong as an ox. I want my family back. My real family. Not these pretend folks around here that are blood relatives and so forth. My real family. It's in everybody's heart. You see, we kind of crucified ourselves in a way. We spread as a singular consciousness, creation, great spirit. We spread ourselves out all across life. We put our presence, a little bit of our presence, in everything that lives. We wanted to feel unconsciousness. We wanted to know programmed behavior. We wanted to know the absence of love. We wanted to know the absence of truth. We wanted to see how aberrant it could get and experience that. It was a necessary and valuable schooling for us. And that's why we took it on ourselves to be. But as that singular creation we call Source, Great Spirit, I hesitate to use the word God, but that too. I don't like the connotations we've attached to that. It raises up my dark side, makes me angry. How dare they say such despicable things about God? How dare they misalign that word? But there we are. We've done it. I'm part of it because, I sit by and let it happen too. You know what I mean? We all go through what we go through. We've chosen this experience. But we've already come to the point where it's spread out so thin. That's the dark ages I've been talking about. And these last 200 years being so dark is because people become completely numb. Many people did. Not everybody, thank God, or we wouldn't be here talking about it. But numb to consciousness, numb to feeling, numb to experience. Just robots that could coldly and casually kill. I mean, you can't get much darker than that, folks. They had no respect for any life, not even its own. Didn't care if it lived or died. That's about as unconscious, as uncaring as it gets. Yet, in that is the most gracious of love, just like there is in this part of me that wants me to rebel and throw up the shields again. Which I won't do, by the way. I don't want to be shielded from you. I don't want you shielded from me. We need to be completely open with one another. We need to be one another's heart consciously. See, because that's how we're bringing it back together. Now that we spread it so thin and we experience the worst of it, we bring it back together again inside of each individual person. Now, it can take any form that lives. So each person is then the conscious fullness of creation. And in them lives all of creation. It's a merging of the realms. We've kind of lived in a parallel universe with a veil between us and reality. We stepped on this side of it, we call it the Matrix. We live in a giant hologram, in a movie. It's huge, includes all this universe we see around us. Because what we see is not a truthful picture. Nothing here is what it appears to be. Everything is a spiritual act of compassionate love, allowing ourselves to experience pain and torture or to inflict such on others has been a part of that process, a big part of it. Huge. How could we feel so separate, so numb, as to pick on ourselves in this way in the form of that other person? How could we hate because that person doesn't believe the same way we do, and so on and so forth, doesn't look the same way we do, got flat fucking noses, dark skin, oh my God. Oh, we come up with some silly pretenses to hate one another, but understand, we had to go through it. It was part of our process. Just like my poor old dog, he's getting old, and he's spoiled, and he whines a lot. You know, he needs a little comfort. I give him as much as I can. You know, it's not easy when you transition out that way, so we're trying to keep him alive, and we got some magic medicine coming that'll help him. But so do you. We're all kind of like the old dog over there, moaning and groaning, and, you know, trying to get our way back into the happy life so we don't have to feel this anymore. So when you feel your little angers popping up and you feel the depression on you or whatever it is, it takes many forms. Go there and embrace yourself. Give yourself a great big fat fucking hug. Just, feel it. Let yourself be loved. Don't let anything take you away from the conscious truth. And when it does, appreciate it for that absence and come right back. Say thank you for the lesson. See you around. Had enough. Be loving in everything you do. Work inside of yourself. Embrace that most unconscious part of yourself and keep doing it until you feel your heart so soft it's going to melt right out of you. Because instead of doing that, it's going to melt right into you and you're going to become fully conscious. Through the darkness comes the light. From the extremes comes the centered beings of life. Some people call us the greatest part of creation that ever lived. You look around you in humanity now, you sure as hell don't feel that, do you? Yet, if you look with these eyes, you do. You feel it. Despite all the abject bullshit going on here, and despite how it sometimes reaches out and bites you on the butt, you know, and you have to deal with it. Despite all of that, I see the conscious presence of love in everything. I don't always deal with it real well, but hopefully through this process of gaining and growing and letting the heart expand and become the full conscious presence, we can undo what's been done to us and never pass it on again. Never be angry. So what I'm doing now, I'm going inside this heart of mine, down to that aching place that wants to draw to it the Divine Mother and bring us all home. And I'm going to comfort that thing for a while and share the blessings of love and truth with it. And I'm going to go into that, and I'm going to acknowledge that great cry inside that needs us to be much different than what we are, that needs us to be caring and loving and connected human beings, so that the powers of our presence can arise in love again and recreate the paradise that we truthfully are. That's where I'm headed, guys. I hope you'll go deal with yours, and let's keep this earth rocking. I love you, babies. Take care.